Okay, here we are, water test. We have our miles per hour here, RPMs here, low fuel, 12.1 hours, and our trim is right here. Trim is right there. That tells us where we're at that way, so we can trim up and down. As you can see, I can move it up and down here. This IDSS, that's to clear out the pump if you need to. You shut the engine down, do that. And this is our speed setting. Cruise control right there. And let's see. That sets the cruise control there with the arrows up or down. So now it is doing that without me, so I don't have to sit here and hold the controls there. Okay, mode. There's a cruise. There's a sport mode. It's going to give us a little bit power. We have the eco mode, I think, for fuel economy, and then just everything off. We're going to go ahead and turn on the sport mode, of course. Like, that's what we do. Okay, we got our speed here also on the GPS, but I believe we have it there. This is just a little bit more precise. And we'll go ahead and look around for kayakers. Make sure we don't throw any wake on them too much. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and just bring her up to about a plane, just a brief plane, and see where that plane is at. Okay, it looks like we're planing now about 14 miles an hour. The bow is sitting down. And there's our wake. Not a real big wake, but it does have a wake. Okay, 17.6 right there. And 5,900 RPMs. I believe this boat should hit around 8 top end. Okay, I'm gonna add more of the throttle there, bring it up to 7,000 RPM. And I'm going to go ahead and move the trim now. I'm going to put it down. Putting it down. So that's setting the bow down right there. There's some nice chop out here. The boat rides exceptionally smooth. It's a pontoon boat, it's supposed to. But yeah, we're nice and smooth out here. I'm going to go ahead and put us into a sharp turn here. Gonna hold that throttle there about 7,000. There's our low fuel alarm. That's what that is. It's telling us get some fuel. Okay. Open it up here. Blowing right into the wind here. The 7,500 RPMs. 30 miles an hour into the wind. At 30 there, 30.2. We'll flip around here in a second, but we got some strong wind out here. That's definitely putting it right into the wind. We'll flip around, see how it does here. And then also too, we're gonna get a little sportier here. I'm gonna let off the throttle, put it into a little tighter. So it turns real sharp if you let off the throttle and then cut it, and then speed up. That's quite sporty that way. There we go, climbing up. Going through our wake here. There's 31 miles an hour, 31.2, 32. I'm gonna go ahead and trim up. Bring that bow up out of the water. Okay, trimming up there, 35 miles an hour. Looks like we're going to max out there, 7,600 RPMs, 36 to 35 miles an hour, 7,600 RPMs. Opened all the way up here. And there we go. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do a spin. Say I dropped my tuber behind us, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pull this left handle, which is going to put the boat in reverse, crank the wheel. I can go either direction. Add a little throttle, and now we're spinning the boat on an axis right there in one spot, and then I just have to release the left hand, and then I'll squeeze the right hand, and we'll shoot right back to our tuber that fell off, or our skier that fell off. We can spin around the boat that fast, so quick. So very, very maneuverable for a boat, very impressive. It drives like It drives very predictable. It does get going. I mean, we got 36 miles an hour of it. But I'm only by myself. I don't have a full load of people on here. So I would expect it to drop down, but you're still at wake speed. So that 170 horsepower is getting it done out here. And I picked the windiest day in the whole, well, we're on the Oregon coast, so we get wind, but there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and give you some aerial shots so you can see how it performs. I'm gonna put you down and do some a little bit sportier driving. All right, we're gonna do a walk around. You guys just got done with the water test with Bobby, my dad there. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll show you the whole condition of this unit so you know exactly what you're looking at before you come down here and check it out. We'll start off here in the front and I'll just kind of point over everything. This is a 2023 Seadoo Switch 21 Cruise. It's the Cruise model with the 170 horsepower Rotax engine. Starting here in the front is a 2-inch ball. It does have surge brakes, which is why you get the 5 flat or 7-pin round connector with the adapter. All the trailer lights are tested and working. Got your safety cables there. Galvanized trailer. So these trailers are gonna last a lot longer, looks a lot better, and which having a good trailer definitely helps with your experience. Love the loading ladder or steps up to the front so you can get in and out of the boat. This does open so you can get in and out from up here, but then loading and unloading, just step down here, undo your winch strap and everything. It's a lot easier that way. Looking underneath, you'll see that these are kind of like a tri-tune. They mostly ride on the middle one there, and the other ones help with stability. And when you're turning and stuff, you can see it a lot more. It all rides in the water, but those just kind of help with your hydrodynamics. Got your nav lights up front working. You can see there is a little bit, this has been out in the sun, so you can see a little bit of discoloration and sun fade on it. They clean up pretty well. You can always use the sealant and coatings for helping keep them nice and dark colors. Black, you can scrub them up and then put that stuff on it. It usually helps them a lot in the longevity, but you just want to kind of point out it's harder to see on camera. There's a little bit, not too bad, probably wouldn't notice it really if you were just looking at it. Going along the back, you got the clear plastic sides, and these are actually really nice because then when you're loading whatever driving around, you can see through it. And a lot of people don't think of that on a regular pontoon. You can't even see the water if you're driving, but this, you can kind of just look through it. Actually pretty nice. So that's the thing that you don't really think about. Got good wheels and tires. These are a nicer rim. Helps match it with the color of the with the trailer. It blends it pretty good. Come along the back, just kind of showing the condition of everything. It does have the swim deck ladder. It does have the swim deck ladder. And they have little clips so you can clip things on. See to make some attachments for that. Condition of the bucket here. Inside of there, everything's all good. Underneath, this is where your two bilge drains are, and that's your exhaust drain. This one is just if you're going to flush it out with fresh water after using it in salt, so you don't plug that. Underneath on the grate, you can see the condition of the grate. Looks great. Great, looks great. There's the impeller. You have a loading ladder for here in the back that flips down, so you get in and out when you throw them off a tube or something. So cool. There's your tow. Yeah, there's your tow. So that's how you tow tubes and wakeboards, stuff like that. Any water sports. Condition of the side here. It looks good. It's nice. This plastic on these Seadoos is actually really nice because you can beach these things and not really worry about scratching up fiberglass
or your gel coat on your other, fiberglass boats. And then so you can just run up on that, and it's literally built for that, so you don't have to really worry about it. Up front, I did notice there was a couple holes in this front vinyl. So it's just this front part right here. You can see where it's split. It would be fairly easy to replace these at upholstery shops. We've had them done before, and they'll just re-plastic it around this.
You could probably purchase a piece or replacement.
Yeah, they slide out of these tracks.
Oh yeah,
right there.
And then it snaps. Back here, there's a little Velcro. It actually unvelcros.
Yeah, you could take the whole thing out.
So those will come off and replaced by Velcro.
Gas fills on that side. There's always these little openings for tying stuff down too. Putting buoys out in the water.
Oh, your fenders.
You can also just put your fenders right here. You got your cleats. There's a look. Let's get in from the front and start from there. So first thing you'll see, if you don't like this layout, you can change it. That's one of the things on these Seadoo switches is actually really cool.
Shows how fast you can.
So let's say you didn't want to sit next to whoever was right there. Now you can just sit right there, put that in, all mounted in. So it's actually really cool because, and you can move them, you can see on the floor, you can move them anywhere, any piece, anywhere. Just move them back. All of these foam, they come up. You can see some of them are a little sun faded and worn. Kind of these are the more major ones. It does come with some other pieces as well to cover more areas. They were just in a little worse condition, and so I thought this would just look good because this is mostly what you're using it for. It's just a little foam pad, but yeah, they can be removed or put anywhere else. All of these seats have storage underneath them. You got the cup holders up front. Yeah, it's just really cool to be able to move them. These are mounts as well, so you can get tables that mount to these. Inside of here is some extra storage.
Table base.
Is a table base. It does not have the table with it.
Yeah, you storage under there.
So,
for a second battery.
yep. You'll see on this one, you got access behind here, also with 12-volt outlet, courtesy lights, storage, and this is a 2-speaker audio system built into the helm with Bluetooth controls right here. So you can turn your Bluetooth controls on right there.
This is kind of faded here.
Yeah, it's slightly faded on these, and kind of the top of this,
I think that could all be
just cosmetically.
shined up.
You got your Garmin
This hasn't been detailed yet.
head unit.
Now,
So
I
this
said in the video too that this does not have sonar at this point.
Yeah, there's a spot to mount the sonar inside of the floor to be able to use with this, but it is not include. I mean, it's not installed, so you
This
could
can
have it
run
installed.
But the transducer, I believe, is $200 for the transducer.
Yeah, and then you just
it's a through hole, so it doesn't
plug
all
it
has
in.
to be is glued down to the hole. There's already a spot for it.
Yep, that will get you fish finding capabilities. Well, I mean, it'll show them on the screen. I don't know. You have to find the fish yourself. All right, all your switches worked here. Nav lights, blower switch, bilge pump, and your quart lights. And you got all your controls for your mode, your IDF, which IDF is pretty cool. So if you get something sucked up into the grate, you can actually reverse it, and it'll usually push it out. So if you got some weeds or something like that, you just hit that and just flush it out. And then your controls right here with your digital screen. We have 12.2 hours on this, so it's really just past the break-in. Just had the oil change as well, so it's fresh, ready to go, and it has not been used very much at all. Flip-up seats here in the back. Have a little locking tab. You get your seating there, again with storage underneath. These are a little bit taller, cushioned ones. storage underneath
Isn't there
those.
a gate in the back too?
There is not actually a gate in the back.
Probably move this one so you can step over.
Yeah, it feels like a gate where it opens. There's some type of hinge. I don't understand how it works because there's not actually a hinge open because that side's bolted in. I think you have to actually get the gate separate.
Oh, I guess. But that would probably just move. So
Yeah, you could just move that. Just move just like the rest of them. And then I'll go over the engine compartment here. So it is the Rotax 170 horsepower engine. Runs good. Pretty easy to access everything around it. So you can get to your exhaust and stuff back here if we took this one off. Kind of looking there. There's your battery, coolant level,
Oil check right here.
oil check. You'll see it's
Clean.
brand new.
Trunks, and then the rest of the exhaust is back there. And that one's accessible through the other side.
Here's a look at that. And then this one does have the bimini top, and they got this strong bar, so it actually looks really good out there. And this is even a hard shell up front. So when you're transporting and you put this down, it doesn't just get trashed. It actually is designed to be aerodynamic that way when you put this down. And it's really easy to fold up and put down. They just have these little tabs on each of those. But yeah, there's the top. Top's all in great condition. Everything inside of here, there's no holes or anything in the seats. They just have a little bit of sun fade. It's probably the worst ones right here.
That's the worst seat there. You see, this one's not as bad.
So a little bit of fading from being out in the sun. But overall, boat is very little use. It's a great boat. They got 10-person capacity on it. So it's got the whole family, and you, like I said, you can move everybody where you want to move them around to. And they're really easy boats to control. They just drive just like a jet ski, so they're fun. They're sporty out there, 36-mile-an-hour top speed, so you can tow people and play a lot more water sports than a regular pontoon. So they are a sporty pontoon with all the deck space. You can even take all the seats off and use it as a dance floor out on the water. I mean, there's lots of possibilities. These are cool boats. I like them myself, so come check it out. We got it here at Breen down in Florence, Oregon, right off of Highway 101. I'm Jackson, and Bobby's my dad. You saw him in the video earlier. It's just us two here in the office right there. So if you have any questions, I can FaceTime you, show you anything else. I mean, we can get everything going that way if you have any other questions. And if not, just come check it out.